Shalom to Brother Lahab, back with another in transit, impromptu, pre-camp, lesson, thoughts. And before I get started, first and foremost, I want to thank Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting spirit on me to push the button. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity to you all. I want to say shalom. And hope and pray that this impromptu and transit lesson will be edifying to the elect. So, through the spirit, I was just meditating on, what to go into, at camp today. And, I came across this prepper, Edomite prepper I follow. He does a lot of good videos, about different things that are going on in the economy and, in the world in general, and, pretty much what these devils are up to, man. And he just brought out article that talked about the carbon passports. Now, brothers have been talking about this carbon tracking for a while now. How these devils, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men, in particular the elites, which, these average Joe Six-Packs, they don't know what the hell's going on. They're not privy to what's going on behind those closed doors that these elites are planning. But the plan is, and it always goes back to control, as we always talk about, they view themselves as the Most High. That's why they painted themselves in the likeness. And then they painted the Most High in their likeness, right? So they painted themselves after the images of the Most High and His Son, and I hate when somebody gets in front of you and then they go 2 miles a goddamn hour. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, you're gonna cut me off just to start. If you're gonna do that, just keep up with the flow, nigga. Damn, fucking Babylon, man. This nigga's way the hell back, fucking Moab. Anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked with that bullshit. So yeah, they've been setting this up for a while now. So they're gonna use, because this is what in the world it would be called a scapegoat. And a scapegoat is pretty much a boogeyman. Something that they can blame, or they can point the finger at to say that this is the reason why we're going to take rights away. And this is the reason why we're pushing these draconian laws and totalitarianism and, coming down with great wrath, with these, coming down with great wrath as a dragon, because they know that they have but a short time, Revelation 12 and 12, with that draconian measures, right? Harsh, unrighteous decrees. So they can point, they're going to use the carbon as they've been, pushing for this, impossible meat. You will eat bugs. You will own nothing and be happy. All these different things that these devils have been saying over the years. That's what the so-called climate crisis, as they call it, is what's going to be the boogeyman. So in the video that I watched from the Edomite prepper dude, he brought out an article that mentioned people have been flying in airplanes, more since the end of the demic, right? So they've been flying more, and they have to slow that down in so many words. And the best way to do it is to have a carbon passport. Now, something like that could easily lead to all types of things, right? Because they've already mentioned eating meat, like red meat, right? Causes, and the production of it causes the carbon levels, emissions to go through the roof. So if it because you gotta, brothers and sisters, gotta realize or remember that these devils use gradualism. They gotta ease everybody into it to get them prepped to for a change. They can't just bring it on suddenly, because a lot of people will resist because it's too sudden. But if they gradually get into it, by increments, a little restriction here, a little restriction there, and as they're doing it, as they're feeding people with these poisonous philosophies, these poisonous ways of thinking, at the same time they're saying, this is for the greater good, this is for the children, this is for your future, the future of humanity, right? All the fucking bullshit that they feed the people all day, every day, right? So first, it could start off with, because when the Edomite showed it, and I'm going, I can't, Abaratazah, Lord's will, I can pull it up on one of the brothers' phones. If you Google a flight here, here in Boston, let's say from here to LA, right? When you look at Google the tickets, there's a little note. Excuse me. There's like a little note on the bottom of it within the ticket that says how much emission it is when you take that particular flight. Now, why on earth would they have to start? Why would that be a thing unless they want to start making that normal in everyday society, right? So don't be surprised, because as the scriptures say, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his schemes, man. That's why it says, put on the whole armor that you may stand against the wiles of the devil, right? The methods, the methodia, the methods of the devil, right? So we're not ignorant of his devices. So that's a sure way to start tracking, because it's all about tracking and tracing, right? Because they want to be as the Most High, right? They want to be, have eyes in every place, and their eyes behold everything that this, like as the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, does, through his angels. They're trying to use their technology to do the same, to basically play God on earth, man. So what's to say that in the future, in the near future, they won't start having emission tags on ground beef, emission tags at restaurants, or you have to have some kind of app on your phone that will track your emission levels, as you go about your daily life, right? And like I was telling my wife, this is why the push towards electric cars is so major, right? Because it's all in electric stoves, because it all goes back to control, right? So let's imagine if let's say, I don't know how it's gonna work, but let's say the metric that they use is 1,000 let's say cc's, right? Carbon credits, right? Let's just do it that way, just hypothetically, right? Who knows how this devil's gonna do it? They're gonna do it in some corny ass way, because they're just fucking cornballs anyway. So let's say 1,000 carbon credits per week, right? And for you to drive your car for let's say every, let me think of a good number. For you to, the average, let's say the average drive time for the average Babylonian or American, right? Let's say it is between back and forth to work, let's just say an hour, right? An hour of having your car driving on the road, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back, just that. Let's say that they say that you take up 300 carbon credits that just in that for a week, and you only have 1,000, so now you got 700 left. And you're, let's say you're the type of Jake, because that's what I'm speaking to. I can care less about the heathen, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, true Israelites that the Bible speaks of. This is who I care about, right? And our fellow brethren that were scattered amongst the heathen that look like the heathen, but their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? The Israelites, right? So let's say, 300 carbon credits you use then, and let's say you're a connoisseur of you like red meat in your diet, like 4 or 5 times a week type, right? Even 2 or 3 times in a day. So let's say a steak and cheese is 50. You have a steak and cheese and a burger's 50, that's 100. So yeah, now you're at 400. Say you take your you go over to your mother's house and y'all have a cookout. Now you done bought charcoal, right, or propane. So let's say those are 100. Let's say, for a bag of charcoal is 100, right? So now you're at what, 500, right? And you got a whole plethora of burgers. And at the store, every time you buy a pack of burgers, it's let's just say 50, just for the sake of math, right? So you buy 4 big packs of beef burgers, right? So now you're at 700, 200, 50. Let's say you bought 4, 50, 50, 50, 50, right? So that's 200, 500 plus, So now you're at 700. Then you got your regular day-to-day in your house, cook for your wife, cook for your kids, your wife cooks for you, however you have, what have you. That every time you use the stove, breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? Let's say it's 25. So you cook 4 times a day, 2 days, right? Now you're at 900. And then you still got the weekend left. Now you got the weekend. And the weekend, you like to chill. Let's say you want to drive out of town, right? Let's say you want to drive out of town. But before you drive out of town, you and the family, y'all all get, some steak and cheese, or some burgers, or, some grilled food or whatever, right? So all of a sudden you use up that last 100 carbon credits. Now you hop in your electric car, right? You're at 1,000 carbon credits, which is your limit, and you want to drive, to we're in Boston. Let's say we want to drive to New York, 4-hour drive, right? It takes so many carbon credits every every hour or whatever. Say they do it that way. Well, now if you're doing that, now you're over your max and you're in an electric car. Now they can just cut your car off because you're over your limit. You're over your carbon credits for the week, so which justifies them to cut your car off in the middle of fucking wherever. Just shut it off. You know what I'm saying? Just shut your car off. And that's my whole point. Slack it for the extended example, but the scriptures say make it plain upon tables. Try as a warning to you Israelites out there, this is what the devil is up to, man. This is what this is all leading up to. It all goes back to control with these devils. Everything with these devils goes back to complete control. As Apostle Gabar said, once you've already had control of the earth and the resources and whatnot, what's left but utter raw control of the people. And that's where the MO to the TB comes in. That's where it all leads up to. So people start getting used to being surveilled, cameras everywhere, you know, tracking and tracing their purchases, tracking and tracing their carbon credits or whatnot, whatever they want to call it. And then ultimately, Revelation 13 and 16 on down, to put a rice device inside everybody on the planet Earth. Pull over or something. You know, a device the size of a grain of rice put inside everybody, you know, which is the MO to the TB, the mark of the beast, to ultimately track and trace everybody, so that they will be as gods on earth, man. That's what it's all leading to, man. You know, everything that they're setting up, they're putting into play. That's the ultimate end goal, is that rice device, man. You know, so I hope and pray that you you brothers and sisters that are listening and learning, you know, take heed, you know, to the message, man, because it's coming. You know, it's coming. You know, the devil is not stopping. He's not slowing down. He's actually moving with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. You know what I mean? You know, and he's gonna come with it, man. You know, so you know, I'm at my destination right now. Get ready for camp. Meet up with the brothers. You know, hey, 11:44. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Rock the Zah. You know, we are of that number, you brothers and sisters. You know, of the house. You know, elect. You know, the house of David, man. You know, the Yahawah, man. You know, the elect, the remnant that will be saved in these troubling times from these goddamn devils that are, you know, plotting and planning and scheming, you know, on our downfall, man. And even doing it onto their own people, man. The true devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You know, so I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say abab, abal, and kwam yashirah. Hey, shalom. To the next one.